Yo, guys, I am back with another YouTube video, and guess what? We are going over the Stormgate Gameplay Reveal. That's right. They finally showed us gameplay. So what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to go through this video. I guess I'll just react. I'll just maybe pause at certain points, give you guys my thoughts. So let's just get into it. I literally have no script. I do want to say, guys, this is probably the most unfiltered take on Stormgate you will get. This is the first world unfiltered take for Stormgate, because I want to put that out. I want to put this out there that it's not good if there's an echo chamber of of opinions. Because if only people are saying only positive things, that it's the next, it's everything, it's only good, then that's not helpful. That's not helpful to the developers. That's not helpful to the community. Everybody, we're all hoping that the game is good, so then we all have another sick RTS game to play, and surely it will be, because we all know the devs behind this are passionate about RTS, and former, StarCraft devs and stuff. But just putting this out there, I'm gonna give an unfiltered take, constructive. I'm not gonna be inflammatory, say the game sucks and all this stuff. But I just want people to understand that when I give my take or my reaction to some of the stuff, it's gonna be, I'm not gonna do it with the intent that I can only say good stuff so I can get a beta key. I feel like this. There's something in the StarCraft 2 community where everybody is afraid to say, to be even a little critical, because then they know, okay, they're not going to get a beta key or whatever, or they think that. So anyways, unfiltered take, you guys know me. And I'll be constructive, and I'll give you guys the positives, the things that don't matter either way, and I'll give you guys negatives as I see them. So let's go ahead and let's roll this trailer here. So Frost Giant Studios, let's see, and we'll just roll through it. Why not? So already we're seeing some units here. I will say, this looks extremely crisp. You can tell this gameplay looks very crisp. I think, guys, we'll just roll through the trailer, and then we'll roll back. I'll just rewind later on. Do we see some Red Alert? Those are Red Alert 3 attack dogs. Those are actually, dude. That's Red Alert 3 right there. Peacekeepers versus attack dogs. Stuff like that. We see some supply depots in the top right. Medevac looking unit.
This is TLO.
TLO.
Obviously played RTS my entire life, so it's been a real privilege.
Oh, okay. These are okay.
One of the first people to try.
He's playing against
really
Monk, if I remember right.
Kevin.
So let's.
I think I'm gonna do some light harass in the early game, and then just try to overwhelm him with a massive amount of
Let's
macro.
check this out. Okay, on the right we see a supply depot. The units so far, everything looks pretty crisp. And again, I'll give you my unfiltered take after we just kind of watch this. We go through it. Dog on dog action there. Again, those are, dude, they yoinked those from Red Alert 3. The mining, just on first glance, looks like Warcraft, just a gold mine kind of thing. There's a guy with a sword.
Hi, my name is Kevin Monk Dong, and I work on gameplay and balance on Stormgate. Today, I'll be trying a fast expansion build, and then I'll try to tech to higher tier units to defend whatever TLO throws at me.
Alright, there's a dog going through the forest, and if I remember right, so those units actually go through the trees. The Monk is building a turret. He's speedy building it. I think the more workers that are on it, it builds faster, looks like. Dude, there's a lot to take in, but everything looks pretty... It looks very reminiscent to me, just off first glance. It looks close to Red Alert 3.
He did a lot of worker
Warcraft
damage
3.
there, so I'm at a pretty bad economic disadvantage. I'm gonna have to try some really sneaky tactics, maybe getting an upgrade TLO isn't familiar with, perhaps maybe even luckily creepjacking it.
I'm just gonna be real, none of, this is a pre-alpha game. Most players probably have no clue what they're doing, versus actual good players, so. Let's see. There's a mining thing there. Oh, and they're killing a chicken. I remember that from the from the gameplay trailer. That's a so there's a medevac. This guy dashes in with Monk dashes in and then he picks up his units. I don't understand the purpose of that. Maybe save the dash for later.
Looking forward to hopefully dealing the finishing blow against Kevin here. I'll attack again from the right side through the light trees.
No one cares about this. Okay, yeah, great. All right, this is like Bronze League act. No one cares.
I think
no one cares.
I'll be able to out micro him here. He has a more static mech army, I believe, and
everything he's saying is irrelevant. You want to? Okay, apparently you can cut down trees. Dude, it's like Minecraft. You can cut down trees. Like. We see, dude, those look like science vessels, these like medevac looking things. I mean, obviously none of this, like, it doesn't matter who wins or loses because, you know, it's a test game. Alright, so there we go. We went through the trailer. Let's go back through it. Let's go back through this trailer a little bit here. I'll just pause at a couple points. So, honestly, this is just box art, guys. This right here, this doesn't matter at all. This is literally box art. Now, the units are in formation. Does that mean that there's formations in the game? Does that mean, like, because for those of you that never played Command & Conquer, you could actually, like, hold down both mouse buttons and, like, position your, like, infantry in front of your tanks and stuff. So I don't know if this is it. This might just be box art. They may have just put these units here to just, like, have a little mock battle type of thing. But we do see these things, the artillery, and I think I'm not sure, but it looks like they're ground targeting. I could be wrong. Maybe they're targeting units, and then it leaves the circle on the ground. I heard that that's an upgrade or something. But I'm not sure because in Command & Conquer there was ground targeting where you could target artillery on the ground and like there would basically be an area that you would hit. I'm not sure about that. And then there's it's interesting that they put this bush down. They're showing this brush down here. I don't know if that's like trying to show that units are being hit or not targeted while they're in the brush or something. And then this is. So again, this is the point where I said like my perception so far again is that the game looks like it looks and seems to play from what we are seeing. It looks like it's very close. It's going to be closer to Warcraft 3 than StarCraft 2. And I was telling people this on stream. Again, this is speculation, intuition, just my opinion and just my observations. We didn't see gameplay for the longest time. It was like a year and a half, 2 years, and I suspect that they didn't want to show the gameplay, not because it was bad by any means, because this is like crisp graphics. It looks like the units react and move like very like snappy, like StarCraft or like League when you're like moving your champion back and forth. So, but I think that they were afraid to show gameplay sooner because they didn't want to be criticized that the game is a lot like Warcraft 3 and less like StarCraft 2. That is my opinion, because it looks like this game from at least the mining standpoint, as we'll see here in a moment, like, and again, we don't know what all of these units and things, like, we roughly know what they are, but we don't know exactly their abilities and their upgrades, like, if they're gonna get speed upgrades or things like that. We see, this, I think it just dropped, like, a payload. Wait, let's rewind. I think that, like, medevac-looking unit in the top right? Oh, no, that was the artillery shot. For a moment, I was like, did that just drop something? And it looks like the artillery thing, the artillery shot, it might be ground targeted like Command & Conquer. It might be. Either that or it's targeting the unit and then the unit's moving. Honestly, I kind of hope that it's ground targeted because that opens up a lot of, like, turtle gameplay, which I like, personally, obviously. But
hi guys,
we're just going to speed through this. No one cares. Okay, yeah, no one cares. Sorry buddy. Sorry about that. Alright, so, anyways, guy, I hope you find, you know, these little bits of my little reaction entertaining or whatever. Because, dude, I just roll my eyes when I see that. Anyways, so this is where I think it's like Warcraft 3. Like, I think that they didn't show gameplay because this is more close to Warcraft 3 might. And I think one of the lead devs or like owners of FrostGen or something was heavy. He was a heavy Warcraft 3 developer. Into Warcraft 3 more than in StarCraft, right? If my memory serves correct. So he was heavier in Warcraft 3, and I think it looks like they're basing the gameplay, at least from the macro and economic perspective, it looks like...
Against Kevin. I think I'm gonna do some light
It
harass
looks
in the
very
early
much
game and then
like,
just try to overwhelm him
like
with
there's a
massive
gold
amount of
mine,
macro.
and then there's... Like, we don't know how many buildings there will be in like a 200 supply game, because clearly they didn't show us a 200 supply game. That's the thing. We don't know what the game will look like at max supply. Oh, and then of course there's the command. So here's another thing. Again, so there's a command card in the bottom right, and from what I know about the game so far and I've seen, apparently you can like click this card down here. You can see the Q, W, E, R, and T. So Q selects buildings. And then you could like select any building that you could build, and then a worker will automatically go and build it. And I don't know. I know StarCraft 2 players probably are like, we're just like, oh, okay, we don't care. Brood War players are probably seething right now, saying that that's too easy, it's too automated, like way too easy, way too like Brood War players, Warcraft 3 players probably don't mind or care because again, but like this. It looks so close to Warcraft 3 type of... Like, my prediction for this game is, I think it looks like a combination of Red Alert 3, Warcraft 3, and StarCraft 2, like, snappiness and responsiveness. And the Scout Dogs... This is literally from Red Alert 3, for people that don't know, like... And I think that's actually a cool thing that they like are taking things from different games. Because this literally looks like it's ripped from Red Alert 3.
I work on gameplay
the scouting dogs.
Stormgate. Today I'll be trying a fast expansion build, and then I'll try to tech to higher tier units to defend whatever TLO throws at me.
And again, you can see that this is more influenced from Warcraft 3 than StarCraft 2 because, you know, trees. You could mine out trees in Warcraft 3 to like make like extra space or mine out paths or whatever across like on certain parts of the map. And then later on in this video we see the trees cut down by unit. So yeah, I don't like I said, guys, that's my take on it. I think that they didn't show gameplay for the longest time because they didn't want to piss off the StarCraft 2 player base because you know, and I'm gonna say okay, so far like I think everything like looks amazing. The graphics are good, crisp. Like I personally like Red Alert 3. So like the attack dog thing is that's a homage, or like they're just like bringing it in from like Red Alert 3 to scout at the start of the game. I think that's really I like that because I played Command and Conquer like professionally back in the day, so I don't mind that. And it also looks like maybe a lot of the units. This game is going to be like 70% micro and like 30% macro, I feel like, just by seeing the gameplay so far. I'm actually forgetting what I was going to say here, but oh yes. Creep camps. Creeping like in Warcraft 3 and heroes. Again, I think they didn't show gameplay because they were... Guys, for some reason, they were trying to push heroes at one point, or they were like tinkering around with it. They even said that they tested them in 1v1, and then now they kind of like backtracked and pushed it back to 3v3. Heroes are only going to be in 3v3. So, I think that they didn't show gameplay for the longest time because they were afraid potentially from the StarCraft 2 player base pushback that people, and Brood War, that people don't like heroes in RTS and they don't like the creep mechanic where you have to kill jungle camps like in a MOBA or like in Warcraft 3. So and me personally, I I think that those don't belong in an RTS, and I think most of the StarCraft 2 player base probably has similar thoughts about it. Warcraft 3 people they're probably going to be really happy. This game, if there's creep and heroes in 3v3, and like I said, they were trying to, at one point they were trying to like push that for 1v1, which I feel like nobody really, at least the StarCraft 2 player base, we don't like heroes in an RTS game. Like, the Mothership is bad enough, but I will say, one way that they could implement heroes is like in Command & Conquer. Because in Command & Conquer, there were hero units that weren't really hero units. I mean, they were hero units, and they gained veterancy in the game. Like, there was a commando that could, like, one-shot buildings, so you could, like, end games with him. There was a mothership that, like, created a chain reaction when it killed buildings. And then also, like GDI had a commando, Nod had a commando that could, like, literally blow up buildings with a sniper rifle, like, calling in, like, for it to be destroyed. So maybe they could actually incorporate, like, commando type units. I don't know. Again, that would be, I mean, it looks like they've already taken the scout attack dogs from, like, Red Alert, from the Red Alert series. So who knows? Who knows? Just watching this here, where? I'm trying to see, it looks like also, something I noticed is the workers go into the buildings, if I remember correct. Like, they actually go, when they build it, at least I saw from the blue perspective, they were, like, going in buildings and stuff. So, yeah, let's just speed this up.
Advantage. I'm going to have to try some really sneaky tactics, maybe
and then
getting an
we also saw there that the big units couldn't go through the tree line, whereas the other ones could.
upgrade TLO isn't familiar with.
So let's
Perhaps
speed through this. Now that's a medevac. That's a dropship. Maybe not a that's a dropship. Also, these units deal damage in a line, it looks like. Kind of like Hellions, so their Gatling gun seems to do damage in a line. If I'm seeing that correctly. But yeah, let's keep going here. Again, this is, this right here, unnecessary micro, and then he just picks them back up anyway. I suppose. I mean, again, it looks like, to me, it looks like they're just showing off what the units can do. Like, they're just trying to micro back and forth. Let's see here. Again, nobody cares.
Yeah, I believe. Let's get in there.
Now, the tree thing, I guess that probably would be an upgrade for that unit, that it can knock down trees or something like that. But, yeah. So, what are my... Again, I think it looks good. I think that this game... Remember, guys, this is their pre-alpha gameplay reveal. That's pre-alpha. The fact that is pre-alpha and it looks that crisp and that polished in terms of, like, the unit movement and stuff, that's what people were saying before. They were saying, like, oh, it looks pretty crisp, which is fine. I think that's the most positive. The most positive thing is that it's pre-alpha and it like they already have that polish and that, like, they already have their own aesthetic and stuff. So yeah, that's my take on it. Is it looks like an RTS game. Again, they don't need to, like, for some reason in the RTS community, people are always like, they need to do something, like, crazy different or something, or this or that, which I feel like, honestly, the bare bones RTS is, like, it has a mini-map, interface, hotkeys for buildings, like, and it looks like they already have all of that, and I don't know about the grid system, like, I don't know how I'll like that personally, or, like, compared to, like, the StarCraft way, or Warcraft, or whatnot. But yeah, basically, the positives that I can take from the trailer that I see there are, it looks like it looks like it'll be 70% micro to me, and maybe 30% macro. Now, I could be way off, I could be way wrong, but considering the game looks to play kind of like Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 with Warcraft 3, with, like, it looks like, and also because of the ease of mining and the ease of macro, and they want to try and, it seems they've said they want to try to make it a little bit more casual friendly. It looks like the macro is going to be, again, it looks like it's gonna be Warcraft 3 Command and Conquer-esque type of macro, and then the more focus is on the unit control and the micro of armies. And keep in mind, the armies and the things we saw there, that's not a 200 supply army, guys. That's barely any. I think there was barely any of the map taken on in that like little showcase thing. So yeah, the positives. Those are some of the positives. Looks like the units, it's pre-alpha. That stuff will probably change a lot. Who knows? Like they might make units bigger or smaller. Oh, I will say, clarity looks pretty good. Like it looks like StarCraft in the sense that you can tell units apart, which that's a big deal for somebody watching or playing a game. Being able to tell the small units apart, you can easily tell that, okay, that's a scout dog, that's the flying, that's the dropship, that's the artillery. That is a huge positive. Things that are more preference, like I don't know how the economy is going to be. It looks like from what I read, there's going to be like reduced economy per, like once you get like, you have 8 workers, your next worker each time, it doesn't mine the same amount as the last one, or it mines slightly less or something. I mean, that will all be figured out when the game is tested more. But yeah, I mean, it looks like an RTS. Now, negatives. Again, to reiterate, I think they didn't show gameplay for the longest time because the StarCraft 2 player base, which is the biggest RTS player base that currently exists right now, which is that's the audience that I believe that they would be going for, which is the most active RTS. Obviously, they're going to pull people from every Age of Empires, Command and Conquer, StarCraft, Warcraft 3, whatever, and maybe even people from League of Legends and other games. They want to pull people from every game, but a negative, at least for me personally, as like a StarCraft, like as me specific as a StarCraft content creator and fan, I don't like that it looks like there's so much of a Warcraft 3 influence and less of a StarCraft 2 influence. Me personally, my opinion, that's my observation, and I think just seeing it, it's just my observation, guys, that it looks like it's more of a war. Again, I think that's why they didn't like the heroes thing and the creep thing. I'm gonna say this: they need to let that go. I'm just gonna put this out there. I think they didn't show the gameplay for so long because creeping and heroes are very Warcraft 3, and they knew there would be pushback. I believe. I don't know if maybe people like that, maybe people don't, but I feel like the StarCraft 2 player base in particular does not like heroes and does not like the creeping jungling mechanic in an RTS. Now, that's not to say they might come up with some way that makes it like actually like a good addition to the game. Me personally, I think it doesn't belong in an RTS. That's my opinion. I think that I don't like that idea, and also the thing is they even said that like killing like the creep camps would give you like buffs as a player to like try and have like a comeback mechanic, which I think that it's gonna have the opposite effect. If you're the player with map control and you get a buff from killing the creeps, then that means you're just gonna be able to snowball the game even harder against somebody that is trying to defend, because like now all your units have a speed buff or a health buff or like whatever. So hopefully the things that they do for the like the buffs that the creep camps will give you globally as a player, hopefully it's something that is not so game breaking. Or in my opinion, hopefully they just get rid of creeps and heroes, period. Those don't belong in an RTS. Again, I know, like, I feel like that's like, dude, that's the only thing I have like that's technically like bad to say. I think the game it looks like it's shaping up to be a good RTS game, a good game that people will play, that I'll play and everybody else will play and talk about and make content for. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of these things are subjective personal preference. Like, if you're a Warcraft 3 hardcore fan, you are probably like, you're doing like push-ups and like you're literally like cheering that like the game looks to have like the Warcraft 3 style economy and like a lot of Warcraft 3 mechanics on like workers that like can like fight or like turn in or like speed up building together. Like, yeah. But from the StarCraft 2 perspective, and especially StarCraft 1 players will hate that it's like Warcraft 3. I know that they will, like a lot of StarCraft 1 players will probably not like the creeping mechanic and the jungling Warcraft 3, and let alone anything to do with heroes. But I do think that they could implement like command and conquer commando type of like end game units. I think that could be something that they could implement. I think that hero units in general probably are not too good for an RTS because then the game starts to center too much around them, or whatnot. But yeah, that's actually my only criticism of everything that we saw. I think the realistic things that we can be positive about are it looks clean. It's probably gonna have a good engine. I'm actually more curious about how the map editor will be, and like how powerful that will be, and give people like ways to create custom maps, because that honestly will be a big deal. And also, I will say I'm curious about 3v3 games can be fun, more social, but I'm gonna make this analogy that I've said to people on stream and in my Discord. I think it's a mistake to focus on 3v3 at all. Maybe they don't think so because co-op kind of like popped off a little bit in StarCraft 2. Like a lot of people liked co-op and it actually had like a huge user base. But I could be wrong. Maybe they'll make 3v3 so good and they'll actually balance it that it'll actually be like a really, really good game mode, like kind of like League of Legends, like 5v5, you know, just a... I could be wrong. If they're gonna do 3v3, they have to do it right, where StarCraft 2 team games are not balanced. That's the main reason why team games are kind of not popular in StarCraft 2. It's because the balance for StarCraft is across 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. If they balance 3v3 separately, I think from the 1v1, maybe it could work. Also, will there be voice comms for 3v3? There's a lot of questions and a lot of things that, like, I feel like, there's so much we don't know, and there's so much that they probably are, like, thinking up and also, like, developing. But, like, that would be cool to see, voice comms for 3v3, like, built into the game or something. I mean, they wouldn't have to do it really anyways, because people use Discord or whatever whatever, Skype, Discord, whatever people use, so it wouldn't be, like, something that is, like, mandatory for a new game to have, but it's something that, like, maybe they add in voice cam, stuff like that. But overall, I mean, I think it looked pretty good. Me, personally, I liked what I saw. I liked the crisp... I don't mind a micro-intensive game. Me, personally, I thrive playing a micro-intensive game. But yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't mind that the game is probably gonna be, again, it's just me speculating. I haven't played it or anything. I'm not in the beta or alpha yet or whatnot. But to me, it looks like it's gonna be Warcraft 3, Red Alert, Command and Conquer 3, very micro intensive with the units. And less macro intensive, which makes sense because that's what they said they wanted to do. So there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on it. Make sure you like and comment on this video. That's my reaction to the Stormgate pre-alpha gameplay reveal. I think that that'll be a good RTS. It'll probably come out in, like, I bet you, my prediction. Let me give you some predictions. I bet you the game releases in like a year, because most pre-alpha games have like a closed they have a closed alpha and beta and then an open, an open beta or whatnot. I bet that the game releases like a year from now or something, because and also, one other thing. From personal experience, I will end with this just little anecdote. I hope that they don't run the closed alpha and closed beta too long. They don't want to get into a situation where the game is in pre-alpha, in closed alpha, closed beta, and then the player base gets too good at the people that are in the closed portion of the game get too good at the game, and then kind of like some of the magic is gone of like discovery and learning the game, because then when the game fully releases, there's going to be a group of hardcore players that get too good at the game, they'll have a head start on everybody else, and I know this because I participated in pre-alphas before, and that's exactly what happens. Like the testers get so good at the game, so I hope that they don't run the closed portions of the alpha and beta for too long. I hope they just run them enough to get solid feedback, and then they open it up to everybody to test for like a month or two or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I just hope that it's not this thing where Stormgate turns into Storm gatekeeping, and then the closed alpha testers just have all their demand, it's literally just them demanding changes to the game. That type of thing is not good for any type of game. But yeah, because that would suck if people that get in the closed beta then just become really good at the game. It won't matter for me personally. I'm a hardcore player. I'll get good at the game regardless. But for the casual player, imagine casuals stepping onto the game playing the game for the first time, and they're just getting owned by so-and-so former pro StarCraft 2 and Warcraft players. They're like, oh, I'll never touch this game again. They want players to play the game, so that's just something that I think they have to be very careful of, to keep in mind. But, again, that's all up to them. That's just my last little tidbit here. I think, overall, guys, I give it about, an 8 or 9 out of 10 right now. It looks like it'll be a good successor to StarCraft. And you guys know I'm giving you the real talk. This is not just fairy tale, only positivity. Again, I do think that subjectively, and some people that a lot of people that like StarCraft are not going to like the fact that it's going to be less macro, maybe a little bit easier. And also, some people have said they don't like the cartoony graphics. Again, that's subjective. Some people like it, that they're cartoony. Some people hate it. A lot of it, again, it's pre-alpha. We don't really know too much more. We'll probably figure out stuff as they release more stuff, and as the betas and alpha and betas, whatever, as those go on. So yeah, there you go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you let me know what you think. Does it look like everything that is it what everybody expected? Do you guys think that it's really good and it's going to be the next big RTS, or do you guys think it sucks? I think that it'll be the next. I think it will be the next big RTS, because of just the way that it looks. It looks very much like StarCraft, Warcraft, Red Alert 3. So yeah, there you go. That's my take on it. Really, I didn't really have anything negative to say. Just some criticisms that I personally don't like. That it feels like, from a design point, it's coming from more Warcraft 3 than StarCraft 2. That's basically the only criticism I have of it. Everything else I think looks good, and I guess we'll have to see soon, guys. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty exciting that we all finally actually saw the gameplay trailer. Anyways, I'm talking too much now, so I will see you guys on stream tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace out, dudes. See you later.